Namaste. Welcome everyone. Blessings to you. We're going to practice today to help open the hips and to release tension in the lower back. When the hip flexors are tight, especially the psoas muscles, it puts excessive strain on the lower back. So by stretching the muscles that are chronically tight, we're going to relieve some of that tension in the lower back. So my inspiration is green Tara, and green Tara is a protector who comes to our aid to relieve our physical, emotional, and spiritual suffering. The recitation of her mantra is a request to be liberated from the misery of mental delusions and negative emotions. Some of these negative emotions are fear, pride, ignorance, hatred, jealousy, falsehood, greed, attachment, and delusion. These bind us and blind us to the true freedom that we may achieve, and the same enlightened body, speech, and mind that Tara represents, not only for our own benefit, but for the benefit of all sentient beings. Same mantra as last week, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. We'll repeat this 3 times. This is to invoke spirit, to create a sacred space, and to heal the body temple. First, we need to have a good, solid foundation in our seat. So we're going to visualize this grounding, this anchoring and rooting down through the sitting bones, pressing down into the earth so that the spine can then grow and lengthen upward through the crown of the head. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Inhaling humility and exhaling pride. Inhaling wisdom and exhaling ignorance. Inhaling love and exhaling hatred or anger. Bringing hands to Anjali Mudra, chanting Tara's mantra 3 times. Once more, it's Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Inhale. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Now, Bhumi Sparsha Mudra, taking all the fingertips of the right hand to the ground. And just letting the earth bear witness to our presence. To our desire for healing and to overcome physical, emotional, and spiritual suffering. Now, we're going to come up to standing and begin this healing process with self-massage. Bringing the arms up over the head, Inhale, reach to the sky. And exhale, bring the hands down to the back of the neck, massaging the back of the neck, the shoulders. Pet the front of the throat. Bring the hands down through the heart center, wrap around to the kidneys, massage the kidneys, bend the knees, and slowly slide the hands down the outsides of the legs, over the top of the feet. Inhale up through the inseams, cross opposite hand, opposite elbow. Slide the wrists together, spiral the wrists, and lift them back up overhead. Start again. Exhale, bring the hands to the head, back of the neck, shoulders, pet the throat, through the heart. Wrap around kidneys, massage the lower back, bend the knees, slide down the legs. Inhale up, opposite hand, opposite elbow. Slide the wrists, spiral the wrists, and reach up once more. Hands down to the head, the neck, the shoulders, the throat, through the heart, around to the kidneys. Massage, bend the knees, and roll down the hands to the feet. Inhale, this time just to the stomach, coming up, and both hands rubbing the stomach and holding over the abdomen. Unlock the knees. Feet hip width or a little wider. And then bend the knees. Inhale. And inhale, stretch up. Circle the arms like pinwheels. And back down. Inhale, lift up, circle. And you can alternate which wrist is on top or not. I spend a lot of time in the office sitting in a chair, and I know my hips are tight. So I always enjoy a little stretch in the hips, even though I'm not real flexible in the hips. I will always sit on a blanket or a cushion when I meditate. In fact, I have 2 cushions in my meditation room stacked on top of each other, and 2 bolsters that go under my knees. This time, lift up and just brush down the front of the body. Now stagger the feet for a lunge. Left foot forward, right foot back. And we're going to skull the arms like you're treading water. Okay? Inhale forward. Exhale back. I'm trying to bring the shoulder blades together behind you as you bring your elbows back. So this is an opening for the upper body and shoulders. And feel free to customize the movement so that you're getting the benefit that you deserve, that you need. And then switch the feet, step the right foot forward and step the left foot back. First, stabilize through the feet before you start moving the arms. And then when you're ready, circle the arms, either you're treading water or doing something to give your shoulders some opening. Always try and open the shoulders and the hips as we start a yoga practice, or sometimes referred to as the 4 corners of the body temple. And release that. Step up, hold the hips, and just circle the hips, making gradually larger and larger circles. Exhale as you press the hips forward. Inhale as they roll back. And then, when you're ready, change and circle the opposite way. And then step back, widen the feet to the width of the mat, bend the knees, slide the hands to the thighs. Inhale, look up, lift the sitting bones, and exhale, look down, pull the belly up, tuck the tailbone under. So inhale, arching the lower back, and exhale, rounding the lower back. Be sure to really empty the belly on the exhale. Pull the navel to the spine. Squeeze out every drop of air. So you have that greyhound hollow belly. As you exhale, squeeze the navel. And then keep sliding the hands down the shins. And holding on to the shins or the ankles. Straighten one knee at a time, letting your shoulders and head turn from side to side. Then bend the knees enough to reach the floor with your fingertips. Claw the mat with the fingers. Pull back with the shoulder blades and lean into the heels. Lean back. Inhale, soften the knees, lengthen the neck, and exhale, begin to straighten the knees a little more. Just pulse gently with your breath. Breathing, healing light into the hips. Now, bring the hips up over the feet. Hold the left hand under on the floor and bend the left knee, twist to the right, and open the right arm looking up. And then switch the right hand under your face, bend the right knee and twist to the left. And continue alternating a few more times from side to side. And over a series of breaths, you may not need to bend one knee as much. All right. Now, we're going to step the right foot forward. Lower the left knee down for Anjaneyasana. We're bringing the hands to the front thigh and just rooting down through the legs, squeezing in the lower belly, lifting in the pelvic floor, and engaging muscles, hugging the muscles to the bone, pulling back with that right heel as you resist with the left knee. So there's a dynamic gripping in the legs, hugging into the core. Begin to reach the arms out to either side. Turn the palms face up. Make sure there's no tension in the neck. You can turn your chin from side to side. Then bend the elbows. Draw the shoulder blades down into the back. Curl the chest up. And begin to tilt the head back. Extend the arms longer. And release. And step back to downward dog. Walk out the knees some. And lift the left leg and step the left foot through. Anjaneyasana. The right knee down. Bring the hands up to the left thigh and just pause here, finding the breath. And then start to engage muscular energy in the hips and thighs, the navel. Root into the floor and open the arms at shoulder height, palms face up. Draw in from the elbows towards the shoulders, and the shoulder blades hug into the back. Bend the elbows, keep that engagement in the back muscles. Lift up the heart, and then gradually extend the arms without tensing the neck or shoulders. Gentle arch back. And releasing, hands come back down. Step the left foot back to downward facing dog. Walk out the knees, whatever you need to do. Then come forward to high plank. Exhale all the way to the floor. Hands on either side of the chest for cobra pose. Point the big toes straight behind and press down through the toenails. Push down through the hips and begin to curl the shoulders up and pull the elbows back. Inhale, lengthen through the back of the neck. And exhale, squeeze in the core muscles. Breathe. Hands very active, all the finger pads pressing into the floor with just as much pressure as the heel of the palm. Now swaying from side to side, like a cobra dancing to the flute music of the snake charmer. And then pushing up with the hips, press back to downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths, broadening the shoulders as you inhale, and exhale, pressing the heels down, lengthening the arms. Inhale to the back of the body, the back of the shoulders, and exhale, pull the navel in, lengthen the spine. And look up, step or hop forward. Inhale, hands to knees, lift the shoulders, and exhale, fold over straight legs. Bend the knees, inhale, lift the arms, and reach up tall. Hands touch and sphere mudra, the fingertips together, hug the arms to the midline, navel to the spine, legs towards the midline. Create a vessel of strength, of love, welcoming this healing light. And release. Bring the hands around to the back of the hips. Step the right foot back halfway for pyramid pose. Both feet solid, grounded, rooted. Roll the shoulders up and back. Lift the heart. Then exhale, fold forward over the left hip. Just bringing the hands to the front thigh. Soften the front knee. Inhale, lengthen the back of the neck. And as you exhale, slide the hands deeper down the shin. Pull the navel up. Over a series of breaths, your hands keep moving down to your comfortable capacity. Try and keep the hips level. The left hip crease lifting up and back. And you can support fingertips on the floor or use the bind and the hands behind the back to also stretch the front of the chest. This is an intense hamstring stretch. Now release, hands down, step the right foot forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold again over straight legs. Soften the knees. Inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, rest them down to your side. And step the left foot back. So it's a shorter stance, so the back heel can stay on the floor. First, let's hold the back of the hips, open the heart, inhale, lengthen the spine, then exhale, fold forward halfway, bringing the hands to the front thigh, soften the front knee, and use this opportunity to sense in your body how you're holding your hips and shoulders. Do you need to lift the right hip crease up or turn the outer left hip forward more? And keep the shoulders level and even. And each exhale, try and deepen that stretch, folding a little farther. And you can always inhale up a little bit, release some of that tension. So there's no force, no strain. Just easy, deep breaths. Eventually, fingertips perhaps to blocks or the floor. Or if you prefer, the bind and the hands behind the back and lifting the knuckles up and forward. Really squeeze that front kneecap so the quad muscles engaged. Deepen the breath. Now release. Step the left foot forward to meet the right. Inhale halfway up. And exhale, fold once more. And now step the right foot back. Lunge. And keep the right fingertips on the floor. Start to twist to the left. Open the left arm. Revolved side angle. You can stay there or bring that right arm up and to the outside of the left knee and the hands to prayer. Or go on to any other variation of Parivrtta Partial Konasana, your revolved side angle. Maybe that means one hand to the floor, the other up, or even forward. Now let's switch. Step the left foot back to downward dog. Inhale to high plank. Exhale to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And press back to downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up and step the right foot through. Balance on the left fingertips. Begin to twist to the right. Open the right arm. And we're hugging the outer hips in towards the core of the pelvis. A little toning the belly. Lifting the back thigh up. And either staying with some version that you like or trying some variation. Maybe the hands are in prayer in front of the chest, or the arms are opening. Okay, now release, and let's step back again to downward dog. And inhale to high plank, exhale to low plank, inhale to upward facing or cobra pose, and exhaling to downward facing dog. Now step the right foot forward, lower the left knee down, bring the hands to the inside of that right knee, and you can widen the right foot out to the sides more, turn the toes out some, and move the left knee back. Inhale, lengthen the arms, elongate the spine and neck, and exhale, bend the elbows, start to stretch in the hips a little deeper. And do this with generous breath, loving kindness, the intention to heal in the hips. Some people will be flexible enough to bring the elbows to the floor. Just do what's possible. And lift up the torso a bit and bend the back knee. Well, first, let's just bring the right hand to the right knee. And then reach the right arm up and open the chest, look back towards the right hand. And this could be enough. If you want to go deeper, now bend the back knee and bind the right hand to the left foot in this monkey twist. Flex the ankles, spread the toes, and open the heart, open the throat. Slowly release and step the right foot back to downward dog. And lift the left leg and step the left foot forward for lizard lunge. Move the step wide to the outer edge of the mat. Turn the toes out. Inhale, lengthen the arms, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the elbows and squeeze in the core, toning the pelvic floor. Inhale, stretch the arms long. And exhale, stretch the hips deeper. Engage muscular energy in the thighs and hips as you stretch. So it's a controlled, safe stretch. Pulsing gently with the breath. Maybe reach down with the elbows, or just one, or onto blocks, whatever is appropriate for you today. And then add the twist. Maybe come up some to twist and open the left arm. Open the chest and start to look back to the left hand. You can stay here or bend the right knee and bind the left hand to the right foot. Inhale, broaden the heart, open the throat, breathing. Now releasing. And I'll step back to downward dog. And lift the right leg. And step the right foot through again. Bring the right arm inside, the left knee down as we were before. And this time, thread the right shoulder in underneath the right knee. You can hold the back of the right heel or begin to open the arms. I don't have much room. Some will try this with the back knee lifted. And make airplane arms out to the side, or bind the arms behind your back. Release the hands. Bring the right hand to the outside of the right foot. Turn the left toes to the side so the left foot is flat. And open the left arm. And begin to straighten the right knee into triangle pose. And release that left hand down and step the right foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up and step the left foot through. Bring the left arm inside, and you can always bring the right knee to the floor as you come into position. Maybe you're holding the back of the heel or reaching the arms through to make airplane arms. Or bind the arms behind the back. And come into triangle pose. You can keep the bind and make it a bound triangle, or open the arms and press the left fingertips down, the right hand up. And release the triangle Trikonasana. Come down onto the stomach for our locust pose. Perfect for strengthening the lower back. Bring the arms out at a wide angle, fingertips down. So you can inhale, lift the front of the shoulders up. And exhale, squeeze the legs to the midline. Now inhale, lift the legs, lift the arms. And if you want, you can bind the hands behind the back. Take 4 more breaths. And 2 more. And last one, lift to your max. And release, chin to the side, heels open. And deep, nourishing breaths into the kidneys and back. Now, bring the forearms to the mat. And cross the left forearm parallel to the front of the mat for Bekasana, the frog pose. And push down through the left elbow so you're not collapsing into that left shoulder. Bend the right knee and hold the top of the foot and slowly press the heel towards the outer hip. And as you do this, pull the navel up, engage the core. So you're stretching through the front of the thigh and not straining in the lower back. Now release the side and switch. The right forearm down. Press down through the right elbow. Lengthen the spine, and then bend the left knee. Hold the left foot and pull the left heel gently towards that outer left hip. And these are very strong muscles we're stretching in the quad, so it takes a little bit of patience. And slowly release this side. And just push back to a nice friendly child's pose. Wide knee child's pose. Breathe into the lower back. And exhale, pull the belly up, navel into the spine. Puff up the kidneys. Give the lower back lots of love. Full breath. And gradually lift up. And we'll do a gate pose, Parigasana. So I'll face you and step the right foot out to the side. Turn the right toes up, flex the ankle. Inhale, left arm up, lengthen the left side, and exhale, stretch over to the right leg. Keep squeezing that right kneecap, pressing the right heel into the floor, so we're not hyperextending the right knee, but there's a little micro bend there. Now bring the left arm over and down to the mat. Lift the right arm up and stretch the right arm over the ear. Bring deep side stretch. Lengthen the right side of the body. And then balance on that left knee. Bring the right knee close to the chest so you can bind the right hand to the right ankle. And then stretch the right knee behind. Arch the back and do a half bow. And then switch to the other side, the right knee down. Extend the left leg for a gate, Parigasana. Flex the ankle, lifting the toes, and lift the right arm. Inhale, stretch up, and exhale, reach over the left leg. Keeping the right shoulder back, eyes up. Breathe along that whole right side of the waist and hip, into the right side of the lungs. And reach down again with the right hand to the floor. And extend the left arm up and forward over the ear. Press the left foot flat into the mat and lift the left hip up. Now, hug the left knee towards the chest so you can bind the left hand to the ankle. And then press the knee behind, arch the back into half bow. Roll the shoulders back, open the throat. And release the left knee back to the floor. So we can come into Virasana. And you may wish to have a cushion for Virasana, putting the cushion between the heels. The palms press down on the soles of the feet. And this is a good thigh stretch. You can get a deeper thigh stretch by walking the hands back or coming down to your elbows. And maybe to the back of the head and shoulders. Supta Virasana. Okay, don't let the knees splay apart and keep the toenails pressing strongly into the mat so the ankles and feet are very active. It's a very intense stretch in the quadriceps and helps stretching the psoas here. Now press the elbows or hands down and lift yourself back up. Swing the legs forward. And soles of the feet to the floor for Purvottanasana. Inhale, lift the hips up. And either hold here 5 breaths or extend right leg up. And switch. Left leg up. And left foot down. And the buttocks down. And just staying on the elbows. And twist the knees like windshield wipers to one side and then to the opposite. And back to the first side. And you can deepen that stretch by crossing that left ankle on top of the right knee. And then to your second side. Crossing the right ankle to the top of the left knee. And release that. So, all right, now, this is where we may want the strap. Put the strap around the right foot. And lift the right leg up. Keep the knee bent. And try and lengthen the bottom leg so it's flat on the floor. Inhale, the knee is bent. And as you exhale, press the foot into the strap. Begin to straighten the right knee. And do this a few more times with your breath. This is a safe way to stretch in the hamstrings without straining the lower back. Now hold the strap in the right hand and open the right leg to the right. You can open the left arm the opposite direction as a counterbalance. Keep the feet very active. And then release this side and move the strap to the left foot. And if you don't have a strap, you can simply interlace the fingers behind the left thigh. Begin with the left knee bent. And as you exhale, start to straighten the knee. Press the thigh into your hands or against the strap. And continue doing this with your breath. Softening on the inhale and stretching deeper on the exhale. If you don't need the strap, you're just holding the foot with one or both hands. Now open the left leg to the left side, sweeping it out. And releasing back up to the center. Come up to seated. And we'll do Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. Sit on a blanket if that's necessary. Bend the right knee. Open the knee to the side. Draw the lower back in. That's the reason for the cushion, to help you maintain that optimal alignment in the lower back. And if necessary, use the strap around that left foot so you're not rounding in the lower back. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, hinge at the hips. Now you're squeezing the left kneecap, pulling the thigh bone back into the hip socket. Deep breaths. Each inhale, getting more self-awareness of the body, total body awareness. And each exhale, folding to your comfortable capacity. Observing how that can change over time. Inhale, lift all the way up, and switch the legs. Extend the right knee, bend the left knee to the side, and we press the left foot into the right thigh with dynamic equilibrium, pressing isometric pressure towards the midline. And this will also help add good posture in the lower back. Engage in the core. Use the strap as necessary so that you're comfortable in the pose, able to breathe, able to maintain that full body awareness. So you notice if one shoulder is diving down or the hips are askew, pulling the right kneecap up and keeping the right hip crease very deep. So you can go up, out, and over the right hip without collapsing, sinking. Breathing into the back of the kidneys. Breathing into the back of the neck. So the whole body is broad and expansive. The back side of the body, very broad. The shoulders very wide, the collarbones spacious. And then releasing on the inhale, lift up. And lift the right knee, the right foot down on the floor. And we'll do a twist. We're going to wrap the left elbow in front of the right shin and press the right fingertips behind like a kickstand. Inhale, lift up through the crown. And exhale, turn the eyes to look over the right shoulder. You can also take that left elbow to the outside of the right knee if you choose. And turning to the center, switch sides, with the right leg straight and the left knee bent. Hold the left shin with the elbow and gently twist to the left. Keep that right foot very active, so the back of the right leg presses down. Both sitting bones press deep into the mat. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown, and exhale, turn your gaze, look over the left shoulder. Bring the right elbow in to the outside of the knee if you wish. release that twist, coming to the center. And let's do a pigeon pose. So we're going to start at hands and knees. Bring the right knee behind the right wrist. And walk the left knee back. Hug the outer hips into the midline so you engage the pelvis, the pelvic floor, and the lower abdomen. And gradually roll forward, maybe the elbows to the mat, maybe the forehead to the mat. Try not to collapse in the hips. Maintain that positive energy. Inhale, lift up, and switch sides. Maybe walking the dog. And then slide the left knee forward behind the left wrist. Walk the right knee back. Squeeze the outer hips and shins into the midline. And then walk the hands forward a little bit at a time. Each breath, checking how you feel. Maybe the elbows reach, or even the forehead. Maintaining that muscular energy in the core of the pelvis and the navel center. And releasing the side as well. And now, find your seat. Use the cushion if you wish. And we'll take Baddha Konasana, the bound angle pose, sometimes referred to as cobbler's pose. I like to pull against the ankles so that my lower back can draw in, the chest lift, and the shoulders open. And depending on your flexibility, you may have the capacity to fold forward without rounding the lower back. And gently press the elbows against the inner thighs, lifting up on the ankles. Inhaling loving kindness, healing light into the lower back. And exhaling, releasing tension. Last deep breath. And then we'll release. And let's find auspicious pose. Bringing one shin in front of you and then the other shin parallel to that. So the knees are very wide. The ankles and heels are pretty much one in front of the other. This is Swastikasana, or auspicious pose. You can use the fingertips pressing behind you like a kickstand to keep the spine in a good posture. Another possibility, if you're a little more open, is to come into half lotus. So we lift one foot up to the hip crease and then fold the opposite foot under the knee. If you're comfortable, in half lotus and one knee comes all the way to the floor, then you can try the full lotus. But you notice all the space here between my knee and the floor. It would not be healthy for my knee or my ankle to try and bring the other foot up, although I could if I forced it to. It wouldn't serve me. So I'm just going to stay with the half lotus. Draw the lower back in, and then if I want a deeper stretch, I'll just fold forward. Trying not to collapse in the chest. Keep the inner body bright, the shoulders broad, and the armpits lifting. Now the other side. Switch the legs, whichever foot was on top. Bring the opposite foot up. Either auspicious pose or half lotus or full lotus. And calm the mind with some deep breaths. Inhaling the healing light of green Tara into the lower back and hips. And exhaling any tension. Just feel your way into the stretch, one breath at a time. Again, very deep muscles that we're stretching, so be patient. The deeper your breath, the more awareness you bring to the pose. And the deeper your awareness of what you're doing, the better your experience can be. Release, lift up, inhale. And release the legs. Massage the knees. And then lie down on the back. And hug the knees into the chest. Circle the knees or rock from side to side. And then stretch the legs out. The arms up over the head for a symmetrical stretch. And release. And come into Shavasana, corpse pose. Widen the feet to the width of the mat. Turn the palms face up. And tuck the shoulder blades under the back. And sense, adjust, and cover yourself with a blanket as necessary, keeping warm. And giving yourself time to really settle in to the mat. Release and let go of any tension. Inhaling that healing light of green Tara. And exhaling any tension, cares, or worries. Inhaling, you nourish your body. And exhaling, calming the mind. Long, deep breaths. Breathe as though your whole body breathes. Every cell expanding like a balloon as you inhale, getting more spacious. And deflating as you exhale, becoming just loose and limp, like those blow-up Santas during the daytime when they're just laying on people's yards. Feeling better, feeling happy with yourself for taking this time in your day to promote healing and wellness. The Maha Mrityunjaya mantra, a healing mantra. Om Triambakam yajamahe Sugundim pushtavartanam Urvarukamiva bandhanam Mrikchur mukshya Mamritat. Om Triambakam yajamahe Sugundim pushtavartanam Urvarukamiva bandhanam Mrikchur mukshya Mamritat. Om Triambakam yajamahe Sugundim pushtavartanam Urvarukamiva bandhanam Mrikchur mukshya Mamritat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now begin to deepen your breath and start to stretch, move, and awaken your muscles. And gradually roll over to your right side in a fetal position, just observing how you're feeling. And slowly push yourself up to cross-legged pose, Sukhasana. Namaste. I bow to the healing energy in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Blessings to you. Have a great day.